Hello, everybody on the internet watching, and we are finally here, the last game of the regular season. And as always, we're ending it with the second edition of the Seattle Civil War. We're here at the Beefatorium in nice sunny Seattle today. It's about 20 degrees outside. Great weather for a blood feud. The Seattle Beefers and the Seattle Stoats are one win away from going to the playoffs. The loser will be fourth and last in the division. The Beavers have won the opening coin toss and have deferred possession, so it's going to be the Stoats opening things up for this Civil War. Greg Quaffin on the return, gets a big shoulder, trying to reach out to the 20. And all aboard the Brumbus, folks. It's Billy Brumbus starting off at the 19. No roster changes for the Stoats going into this game. They're going to keep to their great passing offense. They've got Bram Van Spakelos and Frank Mellenballer. And immediately with a encroachment penalty on William Simplegraw. Nerves getting into the home team early here. No doubt trash talk being exchanged by these two teams in the week leading up to this high-pressure game. So Bram will begin at the 26, 1st and 5. Counterplay for Gironi, foul play, and he gets swarmed by a pack of blitzing Beefers. That was Lamar Ritzer, the leading tackler on the Beefers, getting Gironi foul play down. Foul play and Clint Hardball, the two Stoats running backs, have been on fire as of late. They were instrumental in the defeat of the San Francisco Shipbirds last week. And Gironi foul play attempting a draw play, but gains no quarter on the interior defense of the Beefers. And man, the crowd here at the Beefatorium is deafening. This game sells out weeks in advance. It's the marquee final Seattle Civil War Week 10 game that we have every season. And it's going to be very hard for the Stoats offense to communicate over all the yelling and chanting. We'll see what they do on third down. Gironi foul play cannot get a run in. That was number 90, Albert Presale, stopping the run. And the Stoats will have to punt away their first possession. The keen-eyed among you will notice the Stoats attire. They are wearing their special away jerseys, matching how their outfits looked all the way back in Season 1. A good hard punt there. Burt McStabb's waving for the fair catch at about the 35. So it's going to be not Ash McEnroe, but Beefers fans are getting the experience tonight. It is J.B. Bradshaw slinging the pigskin for the Beefers this game. They have Todd Normal, their star wide receiver, back. We're expecting him to get in on the passing action, but for now it's going to be Omar Jumps on the 5-yard in route, getting a modest completion. Lots of roster changes for the Beefers outside of Todd Normal coming back. The center has been replaced by Tanner Gorgadome. Him and Gary McMonnies have swapped places between center and fullback. So we're expecting that to impact the running game. Marcoby Getmore, draw play up the middle. Gets double teamed to the 40. That will bring up third down. Beefers with 3rd and 2. Courtney Grumble in as running back. Play action, and Bradshaw gets the football swatted out of his hands by a blitzing DeMar Hott. Look at this. He flips over him. And J.B. Bradshaw, for those of you who don't know, he's like tackling a fridge. But the tackle was enough to jar the football loose, and it is technically an incomplete pass, a tuck rule sack, as we like to call it here in the TNFL. Oliver Spicy Brand with the punt. The biggest comparison I can draw for quarterback J.B. Bradshaw is John Boyce fans of long ago may remember his Breaking Madden content on YouTube and written as well. Oh man, what was it? Beef Tank, his quarterback, who was just like 400 pounds. J.B. Bradshaw is a descendant of Beef Tank, if anyone gets that reference. Stoats back on the field at their own 19-yard line. Brumbus to throw the ball, but he gets sacked. This time, it's Jamie Bunwala bringing down the quarterback. Going to be a 4-yard sack. Beefers pushed, or the Stoats, pushed back to their 15. Be 2nd and 14. Johnny foul play getting the handoff, and he's tackled from behind after a 4-yard gain by linebacker Jamar Oweno. Third and long for the Stoats. Foul play in the backfield, but this will be a pass. Beefers blitz in with 4. Throw out of the sack. 4th down. That was Isaac Loafing getting to the quarterback in time. And the Stoats have to punt away their second possession. Last season's deciding Seattle Civil War was also a win-in game for both of these teams, and it came down to a buzzer beater as Burt McStabbs returns the ball almost to the 50. Beefers with great field position on this drive. But it came down to one of the most intense moments in TNFL history, where the Stoats got a huge completion to Frank Mellenballer, but he was tackled all the way down at the Beefers' 10-yard line, and they couldn't huddle in time before clock ran down in the 4th quarter with no timeouts. It was a heartbreaker for the Stoats, who have never been in the playoffs in the TNFL's history. Jacoby Getmore on the stretch play will get 4 yards past the 50. Maybe 3. Picked up a good pancake on the outside. The refs are only going to call it 3. Good stretch play nonetheless. 2nd and 7, Beefers in enemy territory at the 49. Marcoby Getmore draw play up the middle is going to get very little yards. That'll bring up 3rd and medium long. The Beefers are the defending Normal Bowl champions. They upset the Stoats last season to get to the playoffs. They then upset the division-winning Janitors in the playoff round before fighting the Rollers in an all-time classic. Bradshaw throws one up for the returning Todd Normal, and the crowd goes wild, welcoming back the return of their star wide receiver, his first reception since an injury that put him out of the majority of Season 3. The completion good to the Stoats 36. 4 wide receiver set here for J.B. Bradshaw as he hands it to Marcoby Getmore. A surprising run here from the Beefers in that set. Trying to catch the Stoats napping a little bit. Unfortunately, no yardage gained on the gamble. That's actually going to put them back about half a yard. 1:20 remaining in the first quarter. It's a handoff. Oh my god, this run looks... Oh man. I feel like a speeding bullet comes rushing in. Leonard Kapowski, the former Beefer. That was an amazing outside run for Marcoby Getmore. He had great blockers in front. It was just infiltrated expertly by Kapowski. That's going to be 3rd and 6 now for the Beefers at the Stoats 22. He's back to throw. It's a quick throw. Gets it to Omar Jeltz, who shakes the tackle to the 20 and is brought down. An incredible catch off of Dennis Creamy's coverage. And man, Omar Jeltz, the second-year Beefer, former wide receiver on the Gators. He played most of the time in Seattle as a safety, but after a couple of weeks, Omar Jeltz has moved to wide receiver back in his, I guess, birth position? That's not a good way of describing it, but Bradshaw throwing it to the sideline, tries to get it on the halfback wheel route to Courtney Grumble. It's incomplete. Second down at the Stoats 15. Very much in field goal range. The Stoats need to prevent a touchdown. Courtney Grumble unable to get any yardage as we end the first quarter of play. Third and 10. Bradshaw in a 4 wide receiver set. Steps back to throw. Under pressure. Throws it to a double covered Omar Jeltsin. Double covered Edgar Stormcount, on the corner route. And it's thrown slightly out of bounds. Elijah Beard defending against Stormcount back there with safety Craig Quaffett. So the Beefers looking to score the first points of the game with a Trayvon Enterkey field goal. Should be an easy 37-yarder for the veteran. And the former knitter kicks it good. Beefers lead 3-0 here early in the second. So I'm seeing a lot of comparisons between this game and the game we just had an hour ago between the Trash Pandas and the Gators. Neither team could really establish the run properly. Both run defenses were very tight. And I'm seeing a similar problem here with both teams doing their homework. With Marcoby Getmore and Courtney Grumble for the Beefers and Gerardi Fowl playing click hardball for the Stoats. And the ball's loose! Ball's loose! Beefers recover! Craig Quaffett fumbled the ball on a hard tackle. We'll actually see who got the first fumble there. Here's the fast forward key. Craig Quaffett returning up the middle, and he runs into none other than Mario Grillmaster. And Maurice Slacks picking up the ball, and the Beefers will gain possession deep in Stoats territory. However, Seattle's challenging that it was a fumble in the first place. We'll see Craig Quaffett here. We're looking for an elbow or a knee down. And that ball looks out before the knee's down, folks. There should be a fumble. We'll see what the officiating staff say. Yeah, ball's out there, and his knee is about a third of a foot off the turf. So this is bad for Seattle. If they lose this challenge, that will make it so they only have 2 timeouts for this first half. And the play stands. We saw the knee not down. So the Seattle will only have 2 timeouts, and that may cost them in this first half. Now Gary McMoney's and Marcoby Getmore in the backfield. But J.B. Bradshaw will pass. He'll go over the middle. Possession catch from tight end Joey Hands. That looked good for 4 yards. J.B. Bradshaw once again back to throw. We'll get it. It's a touchdown for Todd Normal. His first since returning from injury. Todd Normal just running a stick route right in front of Ben Zeitgeist, and that is an easy way to get open with no help there for Zeitgeist. Beefers up 9 now. You could say that it's great that things are back to normal for the Beefers, as the extra point is good and they lead this Civil War 10-0. Again, a trip to the playoffs on the line. The Stoats never once having a playoff appearance in the 3-season history of the TNFL up to this point. However, the Beefers are the defending Normal Bowl champions, and they want to defend their playoff crown. And unfortunately, they will need to defeat the Stoats to do that. Trayvon Enterkey kicks a deep kickoff. Craig Quaffett picks up some good blocks up the middle, hops over a down defender, and will get a great return to about the 36. Attempting to make up for his fumble earlier. Keegan Silverblood on the move. Beefers shifted the coverage. Beefers with a big blitz. They throw it to Girani foul play on the wheel route, and he'll get 9 yards, almost for a first down. Look at this big blitz. I think the Beefers hit like 6 on that one. And Lamar Ritzer getting the big tackle. Kudos to Girani foul play holding on to the ball through that hard hit. And yeah, he'll be half a yard away from a first down. 2nd and inches play for Billy Brumbus. On the counter run is stopped. That was Maurice Slacks getting the run stop. Third and 2 for the Stoats. Brumbus is back to throw. Throws it over the middle to about the entire Beefers secondary. He had to throw it early under pressure. Trying to make something happen for Brendan Waves in the middle, but I don't know how that wasn't intercepted, honestly, and the Stoats will have to punt it away. The Stoats are losing out on opportunities. There's still a lot of football to play. They're only down by 2 scores. As the ball is punted into the end zone for a touchback. Bradshaw picks it back up at the 20. He'll hand it out to Courtney Grumble. He'll get 7 yards. Zigzagging up the middle. Tackled from behind by D. Jamjario. Courtney Grumble still in at running back. 5 minutes and 10 seconds remaining in the first half. Grumble gets the hand up the middle. Pardons me his way past the 30 for a first down. Fresh set of downs. Courtney Grumble on the stretch play. Picks up a great block for a first down and then some as Craig Quaffett struggles to bring down the running back. That was over 15 yards on the zone. Beefers at their own 48. Frank Heck now in at running back. 3 wide receivers set from the I-form. You see there, Yaden Flogo barking out orders. Frank Heck trying to make it up the middle, and he gets 5 yards after sort of vibrating through lots of interior linesmen and linebackers. Joey Hands on the move, audible into the other side of the formation. Bradshaw back to pass. Sends a deep ball up for Omar Jeltz, and it's a touchdown. And look at this. Dennis Creamy defending against Jeltz. Just reacting a bit too slow to the kind of route that Jeltz was going on. It was just a go route, and as he Jeremy B's his way into the crowd. And Omar Jeltz has been just such a smart move from safety to wide receiver. He's definitely, especially with Todd Normal returning, the Beefers now have 2 genuine deep ball threats on either side of the field for J.B. Bradshaw and his ballistic missile cannon arm in order to throw to. And we're seeing obvious success here in the first half of the game. The Beefers with 17 unanswered points thus far. That's Ryan Coulier returning the ball up the middle. He'll get it to the 35. Now, the Beefers already going into this game have a gigantic amount of momentum, and that all started with beating the Janitors. They had a rough start to the season, actually, but since then have improved to a 5-4 record. As Brumbus steps back in the pocket, throws it up for the tight end, who reaches up and catches... That's not the tight end, sorry. That's Girani foul play on a fullback go route. Nice first down yardage for the Stoats, who need to start scoring touchdowns and fast. They are down 3 scores. Brumbus in the shotgun. Brumbus looking for somebody open. Throws it to the corner route. It's complete. Brendan Waves running a corner. Excellently passed, excellently caught. Stoats now find themselves at the Beefers 21 as we hit the 2-minute warning. So we're now seeing the pass offense from the Stoats working much better than the run offense, which is a bit backwards. Usually the Stoats run blocking is quite good, especially with Girani foul plays excellent yardage gain this season. We'll see what they do in the red zone. Outside pitch to foul play, but gets no blockers in front. He outruns them, actually, but he'll still get 3 yards. Stoats at the 18. Brumbus in the shotgun. Beefers blitzing with 5. On the... Oh, Frank Melibola spins in on the touchdown. He was on the slant, tackled. He was fighting against John Jackbos. Or no, not John Jackbos. So you had Destin Mystery not getting the interception, and then he was fighting against Jackbos to break the plane of the goal, and great touchdown there by Frank Mellenballer. As far as I'm concerned, the guy on offense for the Stoats. And the Stoats finally on the board. And Dion Shankmeat with the extra point will bring it to a 10-point deficit. Beefers leading 17-7 on the line is a playoff spot. Winner fights the Janitors in the playoff round. Loser is last in the division. Bert McStabb's getting a great return to the 35. And the Beavers looking to keep the pressure on. 1 minute and 39 seconds remaining in the first half. They have a 10-point lead, and they're hoping to keep the Stoats in the hole. You might see them lead on Marcoby Getmore here. No, JB Bradshaw's going to continue to throw. Throws one up to Omar Jeltz, and that is tipped away by the tall, jumping Dennis Creamy. The Beavers still intending to throw. And at 34 on the clock. Big blitz from the Stoats, and a drop from number 11, Jeremy Owl. Bradshaw had some pressure. Jeremy Owl was scramble drilling, coming out back, but wasn't able to get his hands on the ball. 3rd down for the Beefers. Bradshaw, empty set under center. Stoats only send 3. Todd Normal attempting to get a high-pointed ball on the slant. Can't get his hands on it. And that is 4th down for the Beefers. 1:28 left on the clock. The Beefers insisting on passing the ball here under 2 minutes have given the Stoats a ton of time to try and put another touchdown on the board. Rick Quaffit waving for the fair catch. Brumbus orchestrated a great drive into the end zone. Ended with a Frank Mellenballer touchdown. We'll see if he could repeat the magic with 1:22 remaining in the first half. Stoats down by 10. Beefers send 4. And Brumbus gets sacked for 5 yards as he just kind of limply gets ran into by William Simplegraw. That was one of the weirder sacks I think I've ever seen. Brumbus stepping back, a short reception, and the running back can't hold on to it. That was Brent Fieldstrong on the fullback in route, if such a thing existed. There it is. That'll bring up a quick 3rd down for the Stoats. Brumbus in the shotgun looking for a deep ball from either of his wide receivers. And, whoa, but Mellenballer caught that, but it's not for a 1st down. That was nuts. Destin Mystery got a tip away, but Mellenballer was able to get it before it touched the ground, and he attempted to turn upfield. However, the Stoats still 4 yards away from a 1st down. Gabriel DeSavior will punt it. 1:02 remaining on the board. Both teams have switched to really pass-heavy offenses here late in the second, and that is going to cause this last 2 minutes of this half to be pretty long as we get a lot of incompletes and timeouts. Both teams with 2 timeouts remaining. JB Bradshaw at the 26, throwing it over for Jeremy Au on the in route at the 30. Beefers using their 2nd timeout. Second and 3. Bradshaw, empty set, 5 wide receivers. Pump fake. Throw to the flat. Short reception by Edgar Stormcount. It's going to bring up 4th and short. Or 3rd and short, my bad. .35 seconds and counting. JB Bradshaw looking to Hail Mary it. Shotgun, empty set. They'll get it to Todd Normal, who shakes a tackle to the 50. Gets it to the 49 of the Stoats. 28 seconds remaining. Watch this broken tackle here. JB Bradshaw so big he takes up the full frame here. But look at this. Not only that, he just reverse shoulders Ben Zeitgeist out of the way, dude. Welcome back, Todd Normal. The active frames on that elbow is out of control as we get a timeout, presumably by the Beefers. Fullbacks for the Beefers. JB Bradshaw in the pocket. He's got DJ Abjario in front of him. What a catch! Gary McMoney's incredible fullback post. That was crazy. 2nd and inches. Bradshaw fakes the spike. Tries to get it to Jeremy Au, but it's defended by Ben Zeitgeist. 6 seconds remaining on the clock. And they'll go for the 55-yard field goal attempt. And this one is no good. It's a couple of yards short. There was only 2 seconds left on the clock. So the Stoats have one Hail Mary to try and go out on. Stoats throw it up for Frank Mellenballer! At the 10, touchdown Stoats! A 55-yard Frank Mellenballer deep bomb is good with zeros on the clock. He is the guy I said earlier, and I have been vindicated. Dion Shakemeat with the extra point has made this a 3-point game. Beefers leading 17-14 in what has at first been a Beefers game. They led 17-0, but since then the Stoats tacking on 2 touchdowns at the end of the second. And this has become a very competitive civil war now. That was such a needed touchdown for the Stoats as the Beefers will get first possession of the half. Bert McStabb's getting, again, these have been great returns from both teams' punt kick returners. Constantly getting it to the 35. That is definitely above average here in the TNFL. So JB Bradshaw once had a 3-score lead. It's been reduced to a single field goal lead. He's looking to get his team back up to that point. Marcoby Getmore on the counter run, stretching out to the numbers. He'll get only about 2 yards. Leonard Kapowski bringing him down. Gary McMoney's now in for fullback, or Marcoby Getmore, sorry, is the running back here. McMoney's has always been the fullback, and great pressure there from DJ Amjario. Will get the tuck rule sack. Third down for the Beefers. The 3rd and long, but they've made 50% of their conversions up to this point. We'll see who JB Bradshaw throws to. Play action, throws it up, and it's tipped away by Ben Zeitgeist. Beefers punted away. Quaffit returning the ball to the 35. And it's Stoats' ball now. Momentum is a fickle thing, fellow viewers. And what you're seeing it here is sway like a pendulum first to the Beefers side of the clock. And now it's into the Stoats side of the clock. They have two unanswered touchdowns so far. And Brumbus is looking mighty motivated. Throwing it to the flat, and he'll get the throw to fullback Brent Feelstrong on the flat route. And he'll run out of bounds to preserve the play clock, or the clock is still moving actually. It was ran out of bounds, so the clock shouldn't be moving unless there's a rule I'm not familiar with. High formation. Foul play, gets the run up the middle for a first down. The Stoats are a motivated bunch here tonight. They've never made the postseason in the 3-season history of the TNFL. And all they have to do is come back against their #1 division rival, the Beefers, in order to get there. It's another handoff to Foul Play, who cuts outside, cuts in, gets good yardage up the middle. Making a 6-yard run for Foul Play. He still remains as the running back. Outside pitch this time, but he runs into big Charles Author for a loss. That will bring up 3rd down as this crowd is on its feet. I don't think anybody in the crowd has sat down yet this game. Stoats at the Beefers 28. Brumbus back to throw. Gets the one-on-one. Melon baller to the 35 for a first down. Big plays from big players. Melon baller, we're only a bit into the third quarter, but he's far and away the guy for the Stoats right now. Hand off to foul play. He'll go up the B gap. Get a good 6 yards. Tackled from behind by Danny Hairline. And the Stoats have found their rhythm here in the Beefatorium. 4 minutes remaining in the third. Stoats will continue running here, and foul play will be stopped shy of a first down. Third and inches. Within field goal range. Beefers filling up the tackle box. Play action. Brumbus rolling out of the pocket. Throw to the flat. It's overthrown. Fourth down. So it'll be Dion Shankme to kick the game-tying field goal with 3 minutes and 25 seconds left in the third. The kick is up, and it's through the uprights. We have a tie game here in the second Seattle Civil War of Season 3. Things are heating up to a boiling point. Playoff spot on the line. I will hammer that home until the nail has been fully driven through my viewers' heads. But this is a must-win, 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 and no one more desperate for that playoff spot than the Stoats, who have never been to the postseason. Burt McStabbs returning the ball up the left side, gets it past the 30. He's wrestled down by Marty Feelsbad. Beefers will get the ball at the 33. 3 minutes and 17 seconds left in the third. I formation. Marcoby Getmore is going to receive the handoff, but he's stopped by DJ Amjario for no gain. The Stoats have already beaten the Beefers once before. That was during the Beefers' opening slide to start the season. Bradshaw throw to the flat, tipped away by Elijah Beard. Third down and 10 yards to go for Bradshaw. Stepping back to throw. Not a lot of pressure from the Stoats. Throw the flat. It's complete to Todd Normal for a first down. Thrown right to the sticks and masterfully picked up by Todd Normal. Todd Normal and Frank Mellenballer, both of them wide receiver 2s for their team, are definitely cut from the same cloth. They're a little unassuming in their stats, but when push comes to shove, they are their team's #1 target. Marcoby Getmore is stopped for no gain. Bunch formation here from the Beefers. Bradshaw back to pass. Maneuvering in the pocket. Throws a corner. And Stoats converging on a Greg Trucker corner route. That'll be third down. The Beefers have been pass all game long. And I don't think Bradshaw is in any mood to stop. Pressure from the Stoats, and he has to get rid of it early. Leads to a throw behind the sticks to Joey Hands and a fourth down tackle for Todd Bropadop. who is definitely going on my names to submit to Beefy for the best name in the TNFL bracket. I just got to remember to get that in. Oliver Spicy Brand has to punt it away. Tie game here in Seattle, 17-17 in this do-or-die game as we were about to end the third quarter. And a crowd goes wild. That was a Jake Ingram tackle behind the 20. Brumbus at the 19-yard line. 51 seconds remaining in the third. He'll get it to foul play off tackle and hanging on for dear life. Who was that? That wasn't Destin Mystery, was it? That was hilarious. Empty set for Brumbus, 2nd and 7. 19 seconds remaining in the third. Brumbus throws it up, and it is a completion. Ollie missile move on the corner route, gets the ball. As we end the third quarter, again, all tied up in this do-or-die game. The Beefers, the defending Normal Bowl champions, need to go back to once again have a Janitors Beefers playoff round. The Stoats have never been to the playoffs in their 3-season history in the league, and with a victory over the Beefers, they'll get there for the first time. Girardi foul play, great run up the B gap for 7 yards. Mario Grillmaster pulling that to a stop. Second and 4. Girardi foul play still in. He'll get the quick handoff. First down, Stoats. Play action. Brumbus holds on to a comeback route for Melonballer. And I think this is going to be challenged. Melonballer did a wide receiver comeback, but he looked like he was off of the field when he caught this. We'll see. Yeah, his right foot may be out of bounds. And yeah, here comes the challenge flag from the Beefers. So Seattle lost a challenge in the first half trying to overturn a fumble. And yeah, that right foot is out of bounds. This was a good challenge from the Beefers. Yeah, the play is reversed. The crowd loving that decision from the refs. So it's going to be an incompletion. 2nd and 10, the Stoats at their own 44-yard line. Make it 43. 4-man blitz from the Beefers. A stick route from Melonballer is slightly off target, incomplete. Third down for the Stoats. Brumbus in the shotgun, 4 wide receiver set. Beefers send 4, they send 5. Brumbus throws it to the wide open Ollie missile move for a first down past the Beefers 40. The Beefers blitz and they pay for it. A great wide receiver 4 route from Ollie missile move. And Brumbus is having a hell of a day. 2 passing touchdowns. He's 10 for 16, 180 yards. No interceptions from either quarterback today. Throw to the flat, and I almost... Oh, man, Lamar Ritzer almost made me jinx the whole game there as he was covering the flat. Tipped away by the rookie middle linebacker. Lamar Ritzer, very early in the season after the amazing win against the Rollers, was sort of the front runner for the Defensive Player of the Year before Leonard Kapowski kind of just ran away for it for free. But enough about that. A big blitz for Charles. Oh, what a catch! Oh my god, Girardi foul play ran in from off stage to catch that dude. Charles Author gambled on the cornerback blitz, He got to the quarterback, but a gigantic effort from Gironi, foul play, gets the short conversion to save the play. Now it's still 3rd and long. We'll see what Billy Brumbus does after that 4-yard completion. It's a draw! They're crazy! 4th down! Oh my god, man. Danny Hairline calling that draw play. That was a gutsy call that did not pay off. And they'll have to punt it. They're out of Dion Shankmead's field goal range? Really? Interesting. That's unfortunate, dude. That's like, what, a 50-something yarder? Like a 52? Like, you gotta try that. Especially with what's on the line, man. Or they're gonna decide to push the Beefers back 12 yards to their 20. Still a tie game here. 4 minutes and 32 seconds left in the 4th quarter. This is going to go down to the wire, folks. J.B. Bradshaw throwing to the flat, nearly intercepted by Ben Zeitgeist. One of the coaches talking to the hand. The hand knows all. Bradshaw lining up the I formation, but I don't think he's once handed it off. Oh, okay. Oh, the clothesline from Elijah Beard stops the Marcobi Getmore run for only about a yard and a half. 3rd down for the Beefers. Third and 9. Big blitz here from the Stoats, and that's eaten alive by Jeremy Al with a huge 1st down completion at the Beefers about, that's going to say the 47, 46? Either way, excellent play call there from J.B. Bradshaw to throw through pressure. Going to be to the 44. Courtney Grumble in as the running back. 3 minutes, 20 seconds remaining. Play action. Bradshaw throws to the flat to Todd Normal. It's tipped away by Ben Zeitgeist. Such a clean game played by both teams so far. The only thing being a Craig Quaffett forced fumble. Thanks to the hands of Mario Grillmaster. Bradshaw back to throw. Throws to the flat, and that was almost intercepted. That was Ray Trooper on the coverage. Third and 10. Beefers with split backs. Throws one up for Todd Normal, and he's double covered. Ben Zeitgeist and Ryan Cooley are guarding Todd Normal. Crowding him up, forcing the incompletion. And the Beefers will have to punt it. We've had no scores in the second half, folks. Or that's a lie. We had one Stoats field goal to tie it up, but since then, it's been a deadlock 17-17. And this punt majorly shanked. The Stoats going to have a fortunate field position here at their 32. Only 3 minutes and 3 seconds left in the game. The Stoats control the ball. Girardi foul play, off tackle, Greengrass in front of him will get 9 yards before he's tackled from behind by Mario Grillmaster. Inches, bit of a misdirection there, but oh, shakes a tackle, does Clint Hardball, and he'll fight to the 50. Clint Hardball's first run of the game was a great one for 8 yards. And the Stoats definitely taking a much more balanced approach to offense than the Beefers, who have been throw like 99% of the time. And here we have the 2-minute warning. It is a tie game. Winner goes to the playoffs. The Beefers trying to defend their normal bowl crowns. The Stoats trying to get there for the first ever time. And the next 2 minutes will decide the fate of the Season 3 playoffs. Clint Hardball, nice run up the middle for 7. 2nd and 2. Brumbaugh stepping back to throw. Throws it up the middle. Interception for Geronte Dunnett. Geronte Dunnett spent most of Season 2 as the Beefers' fullback, but now he's moved back to his home in the secondary. He was a cornerback for the Janitors all the way back in Season 1, got poached by the Beefers in Season 2, and is now the safety right now. So, a gigantic interception for the Beefers. Bradshaw throws one up for Omar Johnson. Oh my god, that shit's going back the other way, folks! Oh, did you see the height of the jump from Dennis Creamy to swat that into the hands of Elijah Beard? I can't believe it. Look at this high pass. Omar Johnson is high in his own right. Butterfly in the sky. I can jump twice as high, folks. And just the teamwork involved in that is incredible. And nothing says TNFL more than back-to-back interceptions. Stoats at the Beefers 46-yard line. Frank Mellenballer audibled around. Hand off to foul play. He'll get 4 yards up the middle. Brings up 2nd and 6. 1:30 remaining. Throw to the flat. Knocked away. Danny Hairline covering. Looked like Brent Fieldstrong on the fullback flare. 1:26 paused on the clock. 3rd down for the Stoats. Beefers blitz. Stick route. It's caught by Frank Mellenballer for a 1st down. Beefers, timeout. Hey, McBay trying to cover Mellenballer, and Mellenballer sticks right in front of him, gets open. Provides that key 1st down for the Stoats. Stoats at the Beefers 33. Big jumbo formation, and oh man, foul play, can't get anything going. Lamar Ritzer putting a stop to that quite quickly, and neither running back having terribly great averages. I saw 1.3 there for Mokobe Getmore. That's got to be a season low, and Girani foul play has been equally limited. 1:19 remaining. Foul play, gets the handoff, cuts inside, tries to get a stiff arm, but there's just too much beef in the middle of the field. The Beefers use their final timeout. The Stoats trying to burn up as much time as possible. If the Stoats rely heavily on the run in the red zone here and avoid any mistakes, they could win with a 1st down here and a game-winning field goal. That would be disaster for the Beefers. Stretch play, 1st down. That is a disaster for the Beefers, and they might have just lost off of that clock management. The Stoats can take a couple knees, and it'll be down to a Dion Shankmeat field goal. However, the Stoats are going to run it. The Stoats are actually going to use a timeout on their own to discuss what they're going to do. I don't agree with that. Beefers out of timeouts, and there's a minute left. All the Stoats need to do is kneel 3 times, or kneel twice, sorry, and kick the field goal for the win. However, they're going to go for, honestly, going for a touchdown here is a terrible idea. Why are they using timeouts? They are giving the Beefers a chance. You do not want to give the Beefers a chance here, Stoats. What are you doing? And that's stopped for the ball's loose! And the Stoats recover it. Oh man, that was a 5 millisecond fire drill. Tyler Clark falling on the ball. 48 seconds and counting. Again, I don't know why they're just not kneeling here. And first down for Clint Hardball. Again, this game is over. Again, not exactly over. Deion Shakemeat still needs to make the field goal. And they will do that. The Stoats have a chance to make it to the playoffs for the first time ever in their organization's history. And they'll do that by eliminating their #1 rivals, the Seattle Beefers. The snap will come with zeros on the clock. And, the Stoats using a timeout to ice their own kicker for some reason. This is a chip shot field goal to win the normal bowl. Or not the normal, no, we're not there yet. To win a trip possibly to the normal bowl, they still got to beat the Janitors. The kick is up. And the Stoats win. They sweep the Seattle Beefers. And they're into the playoffs. The Beefers have been eliminated. And while not delivering the same fourth quarter magic, again, a bit of flubbing from the Beefers' timeout usage at the end there. But the Stoats relying heavily on their running game on that last drive, and that paying dividends for them, setting up a great game-winning drive into the field goal. They win 20-17, and they will go to Wyoming to fight the Janitors to try and get to the Normal Bowl. Both quarterbacks not playing too bad. Brumbus a couple decimal points away from breaking 100 passer rating. He's almost thrown for 200. Both quarterbacks getting 2 touchdowns with 1 pick. Both of them back-to-back. That was fantastic. Brumbus with a 57% completion rating. And Bradshaw with only 44. But, man, how many passes did Bradshaw attempted? 29. So, actually not that much more than Brumbus. But it felt like Bradshaw was passing that all the damn time. Your rushing totals, Girani foul play getting way more than anyone else. And yeah, Marcoby Getmore, didn't get a lot of attempts. He was only handed off the ball 9 times, but only getting 12 yards. The Stoats run stopping was excellent, especially with Elijah Beard and Leonard Kapowski as well, was a big thorn in the run game for the Beefers. And Frank Mellenballer, 105 yards for him. Todd Normal, 4 receptions for 48. He was a key receiver for the Beefers, but Frank Mellenballer is definitely going to get a game ball this game for that clutch zeros on the clock first half touchdown with 2 seconds remaining. That is what really started the Stoats comeback. And, Omer Jelt's also doing quite a bit. 3 receptions for 63 yards. That's a heckin' lot. And, Frank Mellenballer, 2 touchdowns. Holy crap, man. For blocking, Tyler Clark on the Stoats, 8 pancakes, no sacks allowed. And the Beefers are pretty pancakeless. Their best player was Alex North-South with 4. And Gary McMoney's with 3. Meanwhile, on defense, Mario Growmaster, definitely the MVP on defense for the Beefers, getting 8 tackles. Your sacks being from Simple Graw and Bunwalla. Interceptions by Geronte Dunnett and Elijah Beard. And that forced fumble was by Jamar Oweno. Yeah, the Beavers getting 2 forced fumbles. That's crazy.